Hi there. So my name is Jay. We've created a server called ServerMatter, and today I was working through a demonstration of the technology to share with somebody I knew, and it affords me an opportunity to kind of practice. This isn't perfect, just kind of it gives you insight into a lot of the pieces of the puzzle. I'm going to be refining this with music and intros and backstory and all kinds of wonderful things that'll give it more sizzle. But while you're waiting for all that wonderfulness, if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what this server project is, what it'll do for you if you're in fact a business, or maybe you're just a friend of mine or someone I know that I said, hey, go take a look at this. Either way, here it is. Enjoy. Okay, let me just take you to the portal. Log in with my LDAP environment. Username and password. And this is what a typical customer will experience. From the portal, they have a variety of different places they can go. Shared and personal calendar. And I do say shared and personal. They've got their own calendar, but of course, they also have a calendar that they can share with all members of their organization. Shared files and folders. And this shared files and folders works the same way. It is Active Directory. It's Microsoft's Active Directory, which is employed by Samba ADDC. Cloud Drive works the same as Synology. May have something similar to this, but this is the most robust cloud drive solution that I have ever seen. Better than OneDrive, Google Drive, and others like it, or Dropbox. It's created by a company called Nextcloud, and if you haven't looked at Nextcloud or are not familiar with Nextcloud, I suggest you dig into that because the server includes Nextcloud as its solution for the cloud drive, as its solution for shared and personal calendars, and in my experience is nothing even remotely close to this product. Project management gives them a well-known product that has LDAP underpinnings. We'll talk a little bit more about that to step through their project using Kanban. I don't know if you're familiar with Kanban, K-N-B-A-N, but it simplifies project management by providing columns and the ability to move your tasks through columns, for instance, to do, doing, done, archived, what have you, or you could have 10 different columns in between if you're building a boat or an automobile or developing software or whatever. But very comprehensive project management software. Recorded knowledge. Recorded knowledge, I would argue, is the underpinning of any successful company. You have to be able to record not just policies and procedures, but as it relates to hiring and firing, as it relates to the building of whatever it is your company is creating. And this can be long-term knowledge that you can refer to so that you don't have to relearn the processes over and over again. And that is actually created by the company Wikipedia, and they make their product available to companies like ours to include in their servers at no cost. Very powerful software. We use probably 19 different unique wikis for different purposes within our organization alone. Password management, the server, that's an iffy thing for us right now. We have the ability to implement. We have a very strong program to include. I'm not completely sure I want to accept the responsibility that comes with password management. So that one's an uncertainty right now. QuickBooks Office Remote. Majority of small businesses use QuickBooks as their solution. The server comes with a virtual machine built into it, a Windows virtual machine, which they can host QuickBooks on and allows them to remotely access QuickBooks within this environment. Digital asset management. There's a product called Resource Space. If you've never heard of Resource Space, see if I can give you a little backdrop on that. Okay, this is one of the largest in the world. They sell to companies well, they sell to universities, large businesses, large institutions, which have to manage digital assets. Pictures, documents, music, whatever it is, all those floating digital files. If they want a searchable, database-driven way to locate those assets, this is the kind of program they need. You can look into that. The pricing for their commercial version, you can see $338 a month is on the low side for a small company. They provide their software for an open source version of their software for free, which we've grabbed, incorporated into our server. Extremely powerful stuff. Comes with it out of the box. I'll give you just a brief example here. This is one of the digital asset managers we use here at the store. We have 3. You'll get 3 if you get one of these servers. This one is for the general staff. If we're looking for images, let me just do a search for all images. Okay, and you see some of the pictures you just saw on the home page, quite a few other images, animations, vector images, and so on. If we go through these, we've got zip files, we've got flash files, we've got logos, reseller permits, anything digital that our company might need to latch on to as time goes on. Now, let's say you just wanted to find something, you didn't know where it was. You come over here to the search, you type in the word reseller, hit enter, boom, you've got your reseller certificate. Up comes that on the screen. You can download a PDF, downloads a copy to your local computer. There it is, and off it goes to whoever needs it. So just that quickly, you can access the digital assets that might have plagued you in the past. The ability to remote into remote desktops in the network. We have software that allow them to add any computer that's on their network and be able to remotely log into it from the outside world without a lot of complication. Chat messaging includes video, talk, chat, all of the above. The app is on it can be put on either Apple or Android, can be installed on Windows desktop or Apple desktop, and allows your team to be cohesive no matter where they are in the building or across the world. People and permissions, that's a really important aspect of this whole thing. Any of these programs that you see have been selected based not only by them being best of class in the world, based on the research that I've done over a period of a decade or more, but they must support something called LDAP, and which was a Microsoft invented technology, lightweight protocol active directory. I can't remember exactly what the acronym stands for, but the bottom line is it creates a central place where you can add users, and then all of these different programs can then log in through that one unique login. And if an employee leaves the organization, you can disable them from that one login, and now they can't get into any of the different software products within the server. And that's real important. So that covers that. VPN built into it, so they can VPN from anywhere in the world. All right, let's talk just a minute about what VPN is for those who don't know. Very abbreviated lesson, because this is just, to kind of give you an idea of what's going on in the server. This isn't a tutorial. You've left your office, you went to the other side of the planet, okay? You took a laptop with you that does not have any of your files with you. Your files are on the server in your office on the opposite side of the planet. Using VPN software that we're going to provide you, you open the VPN software, it's going to drill a secure tunnel all the way across the planet into your server and allow you to look at your files and folders on that laptop in an encrypted and safe manner. So for instance, you'll open up a file like this that says VPN files. In it, you'll see the different folders that your server has stored on. If you have access to those files, if your company has given you permission to access those files, you'll be able to double click. For instance, in here, I've got bookkeeping, marketing, whatever, in my own personal folder. I'll click on one that says all staff. you'll be able to read these files and folders, open them, use them, just as though they were living on that computer, on that laptop. But in fact, it'll be bringing it across the country, you'll be editing it, saving it, it'll be sending it back to where it came from and saving it on the server, and it'll do so in an encrypted VPN tunnel so nobody can see it. That's how that works. Server vital statistics, just to kind of give you an example of that. Let's see, vitals. Okay, this gives both server administrators, and if the owner of the business wants to be able to see how their server is doing, you can see how much CPU is being taken, disk read-write, network inbound, outbound, how much RAM is being used, and on down the line. And there's quite a few statistics about a wide variety of things that are located on the right-hand side, if indeed they want to go down that list. So that's a nice feature. And for the record, not only are they able to see those vital statistics, but as a server administrator, I'm notified anytime a database goes down, temperatures of drives are running too hot, any issues with ZFS. I don't know if you're familiar with ZFS or not, but everything we do is installed on ZFS, and that means this server is the only server in the world that I know of that has ransomware protection built in from start to finish. So not only is the storage of data protected by ransomware, which is important, but the operating system itself is protected by ransomware protection. So ZFS underpins everything, and if there's an attack that happens, we can revert them back to a previous snapshot, and we take 20-minute snapshots all day long. So it's a very secure, well-protected environment. In addition to that, the drive layout, the operating system drive has a clone that is synced up constantly. It's a mirror, a ZFS mirror, and then we have a 5 to 6 drive array that runs on ZFS that allows for up to a 2-drive failure, and their server is still going to be running smoothly. All the servers have IPMI, which means we have the ability to remotely log into that server, even if the server is down, as long as they have a network cable plugged into the server's IPMI port. So remote support is a step above. And then backups and restoring, we include internal backups to a large internal drive. And then in addition to that, for a fee, we handle their cloud backups, and we provide the server storage. We've got a relationship with a storage provider, and we charge them by the megabyte, however much they want to store. So all of that is built in, configured, and ready to go out of the box. And this isn't everything, but these are a lot of the major things. And all of this is put into an incredible piece of hardware. Here's a look at what the case front is. We've got 5 hot swappable drives with a 2-drive failure potential. We're probably going to consider a 6th drive, which would not be hot swappable. That'll be behind the scenes, leaving 4 out of 6, but that's to be decided. The solution under the hood, it's a super micro motherboard, a high-end super micro motherboard with a default 8-core CPU, but we've been careful when purchasing the infrastructure to be sure that the board, it will scale up to as high as 64 cores, and the memory, I think, scales up to in excess of 300 gigabytes. So as a company's needs increase, the board will be able to support those increases without completely disrupting the hardware. This particular case design can be rack mounted, or we're going to send some feet with the package, so it can be desk mounted, rack mounted, whatever way they want to go. It's extremely quiet. All the components that we've chosen have been chosen in a way that emphasizes quietness instead of a typical server, which often sounds like an airplane taking off. You could put this in your own office, have it sitting right behind you, and still be comfortable with this operating in the room. So that's a recap. It doesn't get into all the minutia and all the detail, but it gives you some idea about the breadth and scope of the project. And one of the next steps for me in the next month or so is to create the website that sells the product, and to create the sales demonstration that will let people become familiar with what this product is in a way that doesn't overwhelm them. So I've got a challenge ahead of me in that regard, but I've got a background in sales and marketing, so we'll pull that off when the time comes. In the meantime, we'll communicate a little bit more with you and see where this goes. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.